Salutations everyone, this is Razor giving you my summary and analysis of EVO 2016 for Smash Bros. 4, where Ally came out on top once again, your grand finals champion, going all the way through winners, not dropping a set, not having all kinds of trouble as the rest of the pack was having, and we had a surprise super fighting robot out of the Japan getting second place, Kamemushi, with the Mega Man. We got a Mega Man in grand finals in the biggest Smash 4 tournament in history. As a tournament overall, and I think all of the competitors will reiterate this, it was a terrible tournament. It was handled very, very poorly. And, it's the biggest tournament of the year. It's EVO, Las Vegas, Mandalay Bay. Smash 4 pools started at 8 a.m. and didn't end until past midnight. So that was terrible for competitors, and they had to wake up at 8 a.m. again. Day 2, that was just terrible. There were no projections, so nobody could watch any of the matches on site until on the grand stage in top 8. And poor seeding. It was and best of 3s up until only winners, losers, and grand finals were best of 5s. Everything else was best of 3s. So it was just a terrible tournament, and I think everybody else will reiterate that. So for the competitors, it was the worst tournament of the year. But that doesn't take away from the prestige of being an EVO champion. And with Ally in first, Kamemushi in second, Zero was trying to make that comeback, repeat at EVO, complete his road back to Smash 4. Fell a bit short, third place. We had Void with fourth, and then Abadongo, Renai with 5th place, and 7th place, Larry Lur, the Buzz, Earth in his pit, always really fun to see. Vinny coming back after not playing for so long and sticking with Sheik, which is a character that has changed very much since the last time we saw him play her, and was able to get out a very surprising 9th place. Also 9th, we have Mars and Trella, and we have a couple of notables as well. Nairo, who was eliminated by Larry Lur, ended up in 13th. Mr.R, who was in 2nd place last year, 17th. Zaltis, who beat Anti, ended in the 17th. Anti finished in 33rd, very disappointing. But it was a very diverse top 8. You had a Mario, a Mega Man, a Diddy, a Sheik, a Mewtwo, a Villager, a Fox, and a Rosalina. And then you go further, it's a Pit, and a Sheik, and a Zero Suit, and a Ryu. So that's incredibly diverse, and remember, this is the biggest tournament of ever. Everybody was in attendance, all the heavy hitters, all the best players in the world were there. Outside of Mewtwo King, he decided to focus on Melee because playing both games was just too hard. You can definitely understand that, especially since the last time he played both games, it didn't work out for him. So he went with the game that he's stronger with, understandably. And speaking of which, all this hype about Cloud, how Cloud's the best character in the game. Cloud, everybody has Cloud. Cloud. You didn't see a Cloud anywhere near top 8. Kamemushi pulled him out one time for one game, but lost, so that doesn't really matter. But Cloud did not have any impact whatsoever on this tournament. Your highest finishing Cloud player was Komori Kiri, the dual Cloud Sonic main, tied for 17th. So we didn't see Pocket Clouds winning any matchups or a Cloud main making any impact on top 8 whatsoever. And we didn't see Diddy dominate, we didn't see Sheik dominate, or Fox, or Mario. Heck, we saw a Yoshi get pulled out in grand finals. So let's get into it with your champion, Ally, who I think this tournament solidified 2 things. 1, Zero is not the #1 player in the world anymore. His name is Ally. And 2, with another disappointing finish, Nairo, you cannot say is top 2 or possibly even top 3 when you take a look at what Abadongo and Larry Lair and DeBuzz have been doing consistently the past few tournaments, and even Mr.R. So Ally, 2-0's MVD, 2-0's DeBuzz, 2-1 versus Abadongo. It was a relatively close set. Like I said, best of 3s. We saw upsets in pools, and the poor seeding just didn't help. It compounded that problem. So you were going to have to be on your game, and game 1 was just so incredibly vital because you'd have to win on the counter pick stage. So then Ally goes to 3-0 Kamemushi. Didn't have any problems with that Mega Man. And then in Grand Finals, meets Kamemushi again, beats him 3-1. Kamemushi pulled out the Yoshi in the first game. He got bodied because Mario is very, very much used to killing Yoshi throughout his career. In the third game, being up 2-0, he SDs early and loses that game, but is able to finish it out 3-1. So congrats to Ally, #1 Smash player in the world, if you ask me. Going with Mario the entire way. He's a good character, man. You got to admit it, finally. And then we have the Japanese super fighting robot Kamemushi pulling out the Mega Man. I mentioned that Scat would have been somebody to look out for the future because people don't know that Mega Man matchup. And obviously, this was felt in full effect. Kamemushi, a hell of a Mega Man. Clean, crisp options. Nobody has practiced against Mega Man. There was nobody in the vicinity to practice the night before Top 8. He 2-0s Mr.R. He 2-1s Earth. He 2-1s Void in a pretty close set. Void SD'd the first game, and it was still close final stock on the first game. And then Void 2-0'd him in the second game. So who knows what that could have been, if it was best of 5 or if Void didn't SD the first game. But Kamemushi did take him out pretty convincingly in the third game, so he ends up winning that one 2-1. And then Kamemushi 3-0s 0 to get the run back to meet Ally once again, where he lost 3-1 in Grand Finals after being 3-0'd on winners. And then Zero's road to redemption was sent early into loser's bracket by Mr. E 02. He had to wake up at 8 o'clock for his pool, and then he had to wait past midnight to finally face Mr. E. There's drama about that. In loser side of things, he 2-0s Hyuga, 2-0s Komori Kiri, 2-0s Ken, 2-0s Earth, 2-0s Larry Lur, which was a bit of a surprise since Larry has won the last 3 sets that he's had against Zero, so that one was a bit of a surprise. It felt like maybe Zero had his kryptonite and his name was Larry Lur, but he didn't really seem to have much problem with that Fox and 2-0'd him and then went on to 2-0 Void. So after being 2-0'd, sent to losers, he 2-0s his way all the way to Kamemushi and then gets 3-0'd. And then you have Void, 2-0s Reggie, 2-0s Vinny, 1-2 versus Kamemushi in that closer than it looked game. Then he 2-1s to eliminate Renai, and then he loses 0-2-0. You had your boy Abadango. He was the one who sent Larry to losers 2-0, where Larry even tried out the Donkey Kong once again, but Abadango was able to clutch it out. And then Abadango was the one who sent Renai to losers as well, 2-1. Renai, not to be discounted, that villager who gave so much people grief at last year's EVO, was many expected to make a run at Grand Finals last year, and after what he was able to do, 2-1 Nairo, 2-0 Mars, 2-1 DeBuzz, felt like he might be headed that direction again, but then Void is able there to close him out 2-1. And then DeBuzz, 2-0s Komori Kiri, and 2-0s Trella, and it was a pretty decent showing by DeBuzz, but again, your boy Kamemushi ruining everybody's bracket by beating the likes of Mr.R and Void and Zero. That Mega Man was crisp and clean. Not a lot of people have experience in the matchup. You definitely saw that early on in the tournament. People didn't know what to do with the up air. He was just adding consistent pressure with the fair and the forward tilt and the metal blade mix-ups, the footstool setups that he got so often, and setting up for those back air Z drops at the ledge. And when he wasn't getting that, he would bait out to up smash. He was also getting things done with the up tilt, both to finish combos and punishing certain landings or missed opportunities out of shield. That was able to seal him a couple of stocks. So Kamemushi, man, hell of a story. It's great to see a character that is on nobody's radar for top tier or even high tier, and a character that you just basically do not see, especially in North America, outside of Scat, make any sort of noise, and he was able to do so very much in this tournament. Zero did not have an answer for him. The only buddy who did was your boy Ally, who in that matchup was, it was just a better matchup, Mario, for the Mega Man. Because when it came to Kamemushi versus other players, like with Diddy Kong, his pellets were able to take out the banana. Or with Sheik, he was able to bypass those shields, and pellets could even clank with a lot of attacks. So he was winning trades. He was being very, very crisp and clean at the ledge. He wasn't making any mistakes off stage. and was just throwing out so many different options for people to look at. The Z-drop metal blades, the back air to get most of his kills, and when they were when he was baiting out the up smash or the up tilt, he was able to get earlier kills. But the man was crazy. He had all kinds of amazing tech that nobody seemed to have an answer for. But when it came to Ally, who 3-0'd him and then 3-1'd him in Grands, Mario was just able to get in. He was able to get more off of throws. He wasn't, perturbed by the projectiles as much. A, he has the cape, and B, Ally was just able to get Mega Man in the air. And Mega Man has a hard trouble landing. That hard knuckle is very, very unsafe and hard to hit regardless of if you hit the spike or not. And Leaf Shield, you can also punish. It's not going to, protect you that much. So Ally was able to punish him with up smash. It's got invincibility, and Mega Man didn't have very good ways of landing. So he was able to capitalize on that, continuing to get him into the air to rack up damage, force him off stage until he was ready for 1 or 2 or 3 up smashes that would seal the deal. If not, read the get up and back throw him off stage, either to continue the edge guard or get the kill. Ally, just consistent play. Clearly, I think at this juncture, your #1 player in the world, considering what he's been able to do, both consistently and winning grand finals. There's nobody that he hasn't beaten at this point, which you can't say about anybody else, including Zero, because he couldn't beat Kawamushi. Not that he's had many opportunities or much practice against Mega Man's, but hey, Ally was able to get the victories against everybody, going all the way through winners. It was definitely important, both the seeding and the best of 3s. So you saw upsets like Zaltis going against Anti, or Mr.R falling earlier than some people would expect, or Nairo, who had some very difficult matchups as well, outside of not being as strong as he has been in the past. But hey, we got to see a guy like Void get 4th place using only the Sheik. That was fantastic, being able to beat Renai, who otherwise would have made even more waves on losers' side of things. And DeBuzz also had some great options, of course, with that fight against Renai. That was just a war of attrition. He had to down B those Lloyd rockets, otherwise Luma would have got hit, so he couldn't perfect shield like many other peoples would approach the Lloyd rockets. And Renai just had options after options after options on the ledge against everybody. If it wasn't bowling ball, it was tree and down tilt pressure, or catching landings with up tilt, or up airs, or getting stage spikes. It was crazy. Japan was in full force. We also saw Pit. Super fun to watch that guy play. He was able to take a game off of Komori Kiri. And they had Abadongo, who was able to send Renai to losers. So it was a great international smorgasbord of an eclectic array of characters. You even saw a character that nobody considers anywhere near even the top of mid-tier, like Marth, getting 2 top 18 finishes. One of them being Mr.E, who sent 0 to losers. So throw your metas out the window. It doesn't mean as much. But hey, this was a hell of a tournament, and it proved who's who in the Smash community and where players stack up. With Ally, of course, being on top once again.